We've all had those little and big missteps in our lives. What if they weren't right or wrong? What if they're just choices on the way to consciousness? Welcome to the Missteps of Consciousness TV show with Hayden and Julie.
The implanted points of views and the explanted point of views of what people are still functioning.
Well, I gotta say, people are right. Everything does happen for a reason. They chose it.
Oh my god! Holy cow! That is so cool you say that.
Yeah, that's
Now-
really cool.
It's not always gonna be direct. Like some people might say, well, I didn't choose this. It's like, well, the thing is like, and I have nothing against religions. I used to be like, religions suck, man. They're the whole reason anybody's even fighting wars and shit. And now I'm just like, well, that doesn't create anything, so I'm not going to have a point of view about it. I'm just going to go, it's like this thing of having the power, the source is not you. I mean, how fucking scared are people of actually being the source for everything that is created in their life? You would actually have to get up and choose. You would the second you acknowledge that you create everything in your life, you've got to choose to do something different. You've got to choose to stop judging you for not creating more.
Oh, sorry, well,
It's like-
laughing because that what we were talking about this morning
Yeah.
before you
I
came
mean,
on
like-
the show.
Like the United States, everybody that lives in the United States, it's always the president's fault. No matter if you voted for the president or not. It's like, oh, the economy sucks. It's the president's fault. My life sucks. It's the president's fault. Well, as long as you're saying it's the president's fault, or I'm getting to say this, so I'm going to pick on the religions again, but to have someone that's like, I believed in God until this happened in my life and God took all that away from me. Well, that's what I love about Access, and is in that, like, well, someone dying isn't your choice. Like, that's more about their universe. And I say it's their universe because there's still these things that overlap. We're all here. Your choice and my choice still exist together. And it's that thing of saying it's someone else's. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it's just like I hear a lot of people say, my husband leaves me, and that was their choice. They chose to leave you. Like even for me, like with partnerships, when they have left or I've left, I knew it was time to leave, and then they left. It was still a choice. It was their choice.
Yeah.
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 Keep going.
Like I could, like, oh god, my girlfriend left. Maybe I didn't go down on her as much as she wanted me to. And she was like, or maybe I went down on her too much, and she didn't like that,
But it was still her choice to leave.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What if everybody just had a choice? And I will say, as far as that part of things is concerned, conscious horse, conscious rider, and working with horses is such a gift because you won't, like, I don't see it as much, at least with me, but I don't see people going, like if you're walking with a horse and all of a sudden the horse is like, I'm going to go over here. Or people walk up to a fence, they're like, horses, come here. And they're like, oh, the horse doesn't like me. Or like, oh, it's because of this. It's like, nah, it's just the horse is just being a horse that's over there.
Yeah.
Like, because then there will be some horses that you like totally have a connection with. And this horse comes up and is like your best buddy, and you can be like, hey, would you go over there and pick up that thing for me and bring it back? And it would freaking do it. But other horses won't. Just because you guys...
So Connor, that would be like dogs too. I notice with dogs, some dogs I will look and say, hey, and they'll just turn the other way. It's like, they just choose.
Exactly. And what if people were the same way? And yet we think like everybody's supposed to like us.
Well, I know that's a lie because I know not everyone likes me, and that's really cool,
Mhm.
and that is cool, That's cool. So we've covered a lot in the show. We've covered,
I'm
we've
fried.
covered, receiving. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna bring the show to the end soon. We've talked about receiving. We've talked about coming out of judgment, about good and bad judgment. You talked about positive and negative. We talked about sex. We've talked about penises.
Mhm.
We've talked about going down or not down. We've talked about spineless. That has just rocked my universe. We've talked about online speaking and show and what you're doing, and when you're coming to Australia, so people watching from Australia or in the future is watching this show, know that Connor is coming to Australia, so you can see him in a class, you can see him.
Connor's going down under.
I was gonna say he's coming to Australia. He's coming.
I like that. And we've talked about access consciousness, the pragmatic and the practical tools of what access consciousness tools are about too. So we've covered so much. Anything else you'd like to, talk about? Like, really grateful for being on our show for longer than a half an hour.
Yeah.
And great
Yeah,
to chat.
I'm so glad you guys had me. Thank you very much. What's that?
It's been cool. It's been cool hanging out with you. So it's been
Yeah,
really
thank
nice.
you very much, Julie. Thank you, Hayden.
Thank you.
Thank you both. Was great. I love hanging out with Australians.
Yes.
Yeah, we're pretty cool. We're pretty wild creatures.
Yes,
I would
you
say
are.
we're creatures. We're really wild creatures. No point of views on that. Hey, Hayden, anything you would like to say? Hey, Hayden, anything?
Hayden, anything you would like to say?
Yes, I would. I was just waiting for the garbage truck to pass my house.
Oh, there you go. Yep,
I'd just like to
they
say,
do that.
say thank you, and this has fried me. So thank you so much. Like, thank you both for just being willing to do this and throw everything out there, no matter what people might think, feel, judge, whatever. Like,
Yeah,
yeah. Thank you.
it is.
Thank you both.
Yeah, thanks. And it's really cool. Like, whatever people have their point of view about the show, this is, our target is to have such a different show that anything goes on it.
Awesome.
Oh, you know what you haven't talked about? Oh, God, before we finish, you have not talked about pornos or pornographic. Let's talk about porno, because you would have, sense, you would have a different spill, you would have a different outlook on what pornographic is all about. And, porno is done from that unnurturing, uncaring. It's done from form. So, what's your take on pornographic, Connor?
You hit the nail on the head. Most of the films are made with people that aren't enjoying it. People that aren't, where one guy's got Viagra in, and it's just like it's literally just shooting a movie. And sadly, far too many people think that that's how sex should be done, or that's where people learn how to give blowjobs, or that's where people learn how to go down on a girl, or that's where people learn how to have sex in general, or how to be with sex, and that's where far too much sex is learned, as if it's like an informational video, which it isn't. Mostly because what I see with pornography really is why it is sort of this, what people might think is a turn on, is it is this judgment of things that are wrong, and that people like doing things that they know are wrong and are immoral. So back to our conversation earlier about not being moralistic. Not being moralistic is totally different than going out and doing things that are immoral. So like, just that, because if you look at what's on the internet as far as porn is concerned, there's like bestiality, like people with animals, there's like, it's just like anything, if you can think it, it exists. Like people do it. And there's just like, all over the entire spectrum exists. So most of it is really pinpointed at creating the most intensity of contraction, really, that it can. So you look at like how we talked earlier about most sex and most people learning to masturbate is now from contraction and judgment rather than expansion and awareness. It's pornography just beams at that, really, and just finds the biggest hit of that intensity. So for people that are watching this or learning about this for the very first time, when you see a person on the street, member of the other sex, and I say other sex, not opposite sex, because when you say opposite sex, it is this energy that they are opposite, and now you must battle each other. Hence the reason other. So it's when you see someone on the street that creates that energy around them, the same energy you get when you watch a pornography, and maybe that's an energy I create around myself. I don't know. Generally speaking, that is, they're creating an intensity to create that in you. So generally speaking, and I have no idea if that's what I create around me, is this intensity that is actually like a falseness. Is it false? False intensity? There's a word that's like false or
false
not
intensity.
real.
The fake,
whatever.
The fake you, when you're being fake you. We that was a conversation we had on last show.
Okay. Yeah. So artificial. There you go. That was the word I was looking for. Artificial intensities.
Walls.
Yeah.
Dane was talking about it on one of his calls. Yeah.
Right. So so the difference really too is you got to look at like when you actually have something that's turning your body on, to get back to what turns your body on. Lisa and I actually did a class on this, and I didn't realize this until we did this class. Like what is a turn on? And it was in this class that I got the information that, holy shit, the things that we think are turn ons, which are these artificial intensities, which is really, and I'll bring it up, is the time, like these artificial intensities are actually the reasons for people, doing sexual acts that are never actually creative. You're like, what the hell are those, Connor? It's basically the things that ends up on the news. Basically anything that is considered bad in this reality is a sexual act created from artificial intensities. Because there is no awareness in that, because you're not involving the other person, so on and so forth. So these artificial intensities are what we think are what turn our body on, when in reality that's our body telling us, don't go there. Or it's something that the other person is creating for you to think.
That's even the pedophiles and all like that.
Exactly. Yeah. The pedophile thing of and it's this energy that I'm sure women get it and stuff, but for some reason it shows up in men more. But they're like, oh my God, I have to fuck it, or I have to fuck her, or whatever. Yeah. And that energy is this artificial intensity that is actually the exact opposite direction of what is a turn on for your body. That's not actually a turn on for your body. People have bought that as a turn on.
So Connor, what can we do here right now? Because this is something coming up, because there's a lot of stuff about kids being abducted, being murdered, and the pedophile. There's, especially around my area right now, a young boy got taken away 10 years ago, and they're doing big walks. And I noticed yesterday, I turned the TV on, and it was all about abductions and all like this, so everything. And I noticed that people hack to my Facebook page and porno, and I get sent a lot of porno, and the porno actually looks like me. The only way you know it's not me is one of my tats. That's how you would know. So it's really interesting. And this energy you're talking about, the intensity, artificial intensity, definitely been coming up in my realm and around a lot of people. So can we do like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or what right now we're together, the three of us are together. What could we be and do that could just contribute to this, like to really change a little bit?
Well, it's more about like with that. I don't want to use the word teaching, but that's the best thing I can use right now. Is really giving people the awareness that that's what these things are. It's like, because everyone functions from this is the art, like this is what turn on means, because in pornography that's what you see and this is what it feels like those artificial intensities. Like I said, everything is the opposite of what it appears to be, and nothing is the opposite of what it appears to be. Those artificial intensities are actually the exact opposite. So every time the best thing you can really do is every time an artificial intensity comes up, you ask a question. You be the question. What is this? Like, and I've recently saw it. I did a little bit of the meditation walk. I was like walking in the grass, and I was like walking, with my eyes closed. And then for whatever reason, like I started falling to one side. And then I was like, that was weird. And when I opened my eyes, there was a girl that I was like, oh my God, I want her. And I was like, wow, artificial intensity. And I was like, holy shit. Before I opened my eyes, my body was actually like, oh God, get away from that. Because it was actually falling the opposite direction of where that girl was.
So masturbating, when you're doing masturbating for contraction, and like that, is that artificial intensity too?
If you are recreating that artificial intensity, then yes. Now, for people that are out there going like, oh my God, blah, 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 the best way to start doing is basically watching this video, what we talked about in the beginning of like what actually asking the questions is like what actually turns your body on. And the biggest way you can tell when you're functioning from artificial intensities is if you're really tired after you masturbate instead of being energized.
You fall asleep instead. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or even if when you're masturbating, you have to think outside. Like for a long, long time,
Yeah.
and I'm going to be open, I always had to, when I was having sex with guys, I would actually have to think I was in a porno. And, at a 20-year-old to up to a 30 now, 40, like that was just, there's only been a couple that I've actually been so present that for actually the feel of the body and all like that. And so I was so aware of what they were thinking, their body and all like that. And I have asked, like, who was I being and where, because for me, like to have that, I could not get off. I could not get off and have an orgasm if I wasn't thinking of a porno or 3 guys or 2 women or something like that. And so I noticed my body really does go into that contraction. So the more that I've been asking a question, what is this? What can I do with it? Can I change it? And how can I change it? And include me in when I am playing with my body, or I'm playing with someone else's body. Because I'm aware too, and we haven't brought this up in this conversation, I'm a sexual healer too. So I have really attracted in my lifetime, in this lifetime and all other lifetimes, that quite guys that are been pretty fucked up. And I've had someone who's been a sexual healer too, who had sex with me. That it was amazing because he was wiped out after it, but I felt fantastic. And so a lot of times when I've had sex with guys, I feel crap after, and they feel amazing. And then they go on, create different. So with sexual, so I notice with me, and I'm bringing up this for more awareness, not to be in my story of that's who I was. Why I to ask questions and start exploring my body, as my body's not a weapon anymore, because I really use my body. Like I've used my body as a weapon with men, and I know that, and I really can acknowledge that. Not a bad thing or a good thing, but I did use it as a weapon, and now I can use it to my advantage. So it is really what you were just saying. It's really going to that space and really asking questions. So I know that has starting to unlock where I have been, you know, contracting in my universe. Wow. Everyone, you've just heard me that I know as getting off. Do you, Connor, how many people do use porno as a way in your own mind to get off? And I thought that
How
was
many
the
people?
way.
95% of the
Yeah.
world.
Well, the internet porn industry is actually the largest industry on the internet. So there you go.
Wow.
There is only one. I shouldn't say it, there isn't only one. There is the website that gets the second most hits, other than Google, is YouPorn. Google gets the most hits of like people visiting the website, and YouPorn gets the second most. I know that because I had a friend that was a computer programmer that they reached out to him. They're like, "Hey, we're YouPorn. We'd really like you to work for us. We've got, you know, we're a big deal in the internet world. Like, we're second to Google." And he's like, "I don't know how my mom would feel about that." And they're like, "No, it's not. You wouldn't even see porn. Like, you know, it's just behind the scenes." So that's how many people are doing it. Is like is because that's YouPorn. And so
I'm wondering how much I was picking up how many people are using porn, because I know I'm really aware, and you know, when I'm having sex with someone else, you know, I am aware of their universe and their body. I only said it to a friend the other day that I'm now willing to really have kind, gentle penises inside of me now, because I used to just choose, you know, like any penis. Like if you were attracted to, if I was attracted to you, your penis would be inside of me. Like, there it
and how
goes.
often did those work out in your favor?
And when I heard that, I went, wow, I started asking questions, and I got all this awareness of how much I was functioning, and how much I was functioning from, wow, I had this point of view. If you are attracted, you have to be inside of me. How much is people are functioning from that too? Like you were saying. That's the artificial intensity. If you have that, that's the artificial intensity. Whenever there's not a question, basically that's the best way to pinpoint it. So really it's to stop choosing from that. It's so going back to like the money thing with judgment. Every time you choose to receive judgment without a point of view, you get $5,000. And every time you choose and you don't receive, you like resist and react to judgment, you lose $10,000. Well, every time you act on one of those artificial intensities, you're going to lose $100,000.
Wow.
I've been doing that a lot.
Just a question with
that's so cool.
artificial intensities. Like, I know we're talking about sex and relationship and all that with this, but it expands to like so much more. It's friendships, it's businesses, everything. Like, it expands literally everywhere. So it's not just this.
Every area of your life.
Yeah.
It does expand to every area of your life. It's just interesting we're talking about sex right now. Connor, we got Connor here, so, you know.
So a question too, to help with artificial intensities as they show up, because an artificial intensity too is like, oh my god, I have to marry this person.
Or I have to do.
Oh my god,
I have to do this.
I have to date this. I have to do this. I have to, like, anything that's that intense, that isn't ease. Ask, like, so specifically with the sex and relationship type thing, with relationships with people, would be that to ask the question, what do they have that I think I need?
And everything that is, wow. That's just even with all my businesses. Thanks, Connor. Like, wow,
Yeah.
there's been a few things coming up with my companies.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it is, I've been asking that question, like, what do I think they have that I think I need to have?
Yeah.
Can we clear that?
No.
Everything that is times against the income is trying to create it all.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pump, buckle, 9 shorts, boys, and beyonds.
So the thing too about that is, just like you're saying, is the, like, you can kind of ask that, what do I think they have? What do they have that I think I need? Also, just knowing that needs aren't real. So what invention are you using to create the needs you are choosing?
Yeah.
Everything that is times against the income is trying to create it all.
Yeah.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pump, pop, all 9 shorts, boys, and beyonds. Sorry, it's just like every car decided to go up my street this morning.
Yeah.
Every time you get that intensity, it's like, it's a pull. For me, like, the way I can describe it's a pull. It's like with money, it's with business, it's with sex, it's with guys, it's with penises. And I will say with penises, it's like if I see a good penis, it's like its intensity gets pulled into, you know. So it's like there's this energy of what I think that penis, what I need, what I think I need to have. You know, it's the same with money. Like, you know, we're talking about everything, but money's the same thing. I have the artificial intensity that I need money, a lot of money, so I can do all these other things. And it actually stops me creating what I've noticed.
Exactly.
I don't know. Or you're just trying to hold yourself together. You just have this smirk on your face every time that I keep saying stuff. So.
Me or Hayden?
Oh, I'm doing
You.
the big Frank
Oh,
Ocean.
Oh, okay.
Hayden's always got a smirk on his face with me.
I can't
So
help it.
he's always, I call him the Cheshire Cat. He's always
When I was in-
laughing and stuff like that.
When I was in third grade, I walked into my third grade class and the teacher goes, "Why are you always smiling?" And I was like, "I guess I'm not supposed to be."
And it's cool.
No, I just love to see that people are getting more comfortable with talking about these kind of things. Really, like,
It's amazing for this show. This is the first show. We've talked about a lot of things, but this is the first show I've even noticed all our body, like, we're more relaxed. I know now I'm more I'm front on. And I think it's amazing. Like, for me to really, you know, come out and be willing to talk about this, and for people all over the world to, you know, to hear this now. I am very comfortable to talk about this now, and I am comfortable to come out and really say, you know, there are different possibilities. I've always known there's different possibilities. So I'm really, I'm grateful for this conversation, and I'm grateful for you two guys. You've got these Cheshire grins, and my whole universe is. My legs are crossed, but they actually want to be apart. So, and it's amazing to really be in the present with two guys that is willing to be present and really to be nurturing and kind with themselves, and to have more of them to show up and all like that. To be in the present of that inspires me to even really come out and be more of me. Because I have no judgment about talking about what I've created. And, you know, what I've created has got me to where now I am. So I'm willing to, you know, choose something different. And so where people, you know, are aware in their lives going, well, I would like more. Well, there is. You can choose. You can definitely choose and go beyond what you've created. You know, it's really cool. And it is cool that we can have these conversations and chat and talk like this and be live streaming through YouTube. That's right now. And anyone can watch this. Anyone can go back and revisit this. This is now live.
Immortalized.
You know, people can see.
It's immortalized.
So
we're like the Ten Commandments, written in stone here, forever.
Yeah, only it's in the cloud.
Exactly.
What cloud?
Wow. Well, yeah. Thank you. If we got anything else, I'm like, wow. I'm getting fried.
All right, cool.
Cool.
That's really cool.
Thank you.
Anything you would like to finish the conversation, or would you like to keep, like, Connor? You've just like how you've just put it all. I mean, this show's gone for over 2 hours, so it's like it's like you could. There's many gems in what we've been chatting about. It's just amazing. It's really fun.
Cool.
Cool.
Thank you.
It has been fun. I'm really glad you guys invited me on. It was awesome.
I'm really glad you got on.
It has been a lot of fun. And thank you for your questions. Awesome questions.
And thank you for asking us questions too. That's just been really amazing. Looking forward to you coming to Australia, and looking forward to doing more where I would love to get you and Lisa on together, because I know
Cool.
when you two together there is a dynamic energy that you create together too.
Yeah.
So it would be awesome to get you on the show with that too. Yeah, and having you down in Oz, you know, ladies, something I just want to say out there watching. There are guys, you know, like Hayden and Connor, that really don't have that force and the.
Hear that, Hayden?
The
Just look out for the ladies that do use the force.
that.
And I don't mean Princess Leia.
Aw. I will receive that. I will receive that.
I love when you go. I love Hayden when you go red and you just. I did it last show with Christy and him. I got them so embarrassed. So, well, yeah, well done. So yeah, ladies, just know there is, you know, like you do just have that need to choose, just choose. Like, you know, there is there's caring and kindness and gentleness out there.
Well, I know we could continue on, but would you like to call that a show? Because, yeah.
Let's call it a wrap.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, I don't have a football. Just done. I need to get one now. Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay. See
Well,
you.
thank you both very much. Was that the end of recording? Did we stop recording?
Not yet. We're
Cool.
still live. Cool.
No, not
okay.
yet, not yet. We go to music and then we go to music.
Forgot about that. Yeah.
And that's another
All
week
right.
done, and another great episode. Hope you all enjoyed it as much as Hayden and Julie did. See you next episode.
Cool. Now you're just gonna say bye. Bye.
Okay.
See you, everyone. See you next week.
And that's another week done and another great episode. Hope you all enjoyed it as much as Hayden and Julie did. See you next episode.
Cool.
Let's go. Let's do
Let's go.
this. Let's do this show, guys.
All right.
All right.
All right.
So, Connor, we just go quiet for a bit when we go on air. We just got music. We've got our intro, so we'll be just quiet, and then Hayden will cue us in. We just introduce. We talk to. Oh.
Oh my god.
That's funny.
Well, I'm glad I got that recorded. That is going in bloopers. Oh, it was awesome.
I'm just. Oh, well, it just everything that is.
He's like, well, when we go live, and he's like, I'm out. God.
Oh man, I'm not gonna do this show.